What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Michael's Life Cycle. Today I'm going to be going over something that I've been waiting to show you guys for a while. Yeah, I should have had this video out a little earlier. I kind of underestimated how long it would take to make this video and just get it cut up and edited for you guys. And I really just wanted to do it the right way, but luckily I won't be posting it till like 1 or 2 weeks after January starts for 2021, so it actually gives me some time to show you guys what the journal entries are going to look like basically for your spreads. For those of you that don't know, I'm just going to go over my 2021 bullet journal setup, basically just what I do every month and how I set it up, what I do for the yearly log and things like that. For those of you guys that already journal, you might get some value out of this, you might not. A lot of the spreads that I use are from other YouTubers that I've just come across throughout my time trying to set up my journal and just get it perfected how I like it. Yeah, so before I get into the video, shout out to everyone that watched my last video on the pros and cons of living in Detroit, Michigan. Yeah, I really appreciate all the views. I really didn't expect it to get that many views. I think it just hit over 500 yesterday or the day before, so that's pretty cool. Thanks to everyone that subscribed. I don't really know which direction I'm trying to go with this channel. I'm just trying to, you know, put out good content and good helpful advice to people, or good helpful videos and tutorials, and then I guess I'll just see where it goes from there, which videos get more traction and whatnot. It was like becoming hard for me to just constantly flip through pages just to see like one tracker and then flip over here, and I gotta flip 2 pages just to get to another tracker. And yeah, that was just becoming really annoying for me, so I got the really big one because I figured I'm just gonna leave it at home. I got the really big one and I can just have all my trackers and stuff like on one page, and it just feels so much nicer and cleaner. For like on the go, if I need to write anything down on the go, I got this Rhodia just pocketbook. I think there's like 48 pages in here, just for if I need to jot anything down on the road. Like this one has no OCD tied to it, just no neatness, just whatever I want to write down, just so I can transfer it over to my big one later. I'm in the Leuchtturm A14, I think. I'll leave a link in the description where you can find this notebook, but I'm just gonna start it off with the time lapse and show you guys how I set it up, and then I'm gonna just flip through it one more time and just kind of explain how everything works and things like that. If this helped you, please leave a like. Yeah, just leave a comment if you want to see any more spreads like this, or this helped you, or you want to see me add anything in future videos. But yeah, that's about it. Let's get into the time lapse. Okay, so hello everyone. Just finished filling out some of the stuff that I needed to add to the journal. At this point in the video, you should be past the time lapse where I just show you how to set everything up. Like I said earlier in the video, unfortunately I didn't get a chance to finish this before the new year, but that's actually kind of good because it's given you guys a chance to see like what the entries should look like after a little bit and just what it looks like after it's set up. So without further ado, here's the bullet journal for 2021. I started it off with just a little bit of artwork. I don't really put any art into my bullet journals. Every once in a while I do when I'm feeling kind of bored, but yeah, I just put something simple right here, just some colors and some shading. Forgive me now for the masking tape that I added. I'm just covering up some of the personal information I put in here already, just because I probably shouldn't be sharing it on YouTube. So if you have a book at home, you're going to want to put your address and name and phone number right in here in the front cover, just in case you lose it. But we'll go ahead and get started. So it starts with the index right here. I just put the key, my future log, and then basically the month of January so far. So I'm going to keep adding to that as the year goes through. Now to start it off with the key, just to go over it real quick. For our bullet points, just a normal bullet is a task, a dash is a note, cross out the bullet if it's complete. Now you'll see in some other videos, this is basically based on the original. I don't know who made the bullet journal, but this is kind of based on what he set it up as, so it's pretty much the same thing. A triangle is an appointment, a circle is an event, a greater than sign or an arrow to the next day would be migrated in case you want to move something over to the next day. And then an arrow to the left or a less than symbol on the bullet point is if you scheduled it for the monthly calendar or the monthly log. You'll see what I'm talking about later in the journal. And if you need to get rid of a task, like you don't need it anymore, you can just cross it out. And some signifiers that you're going to want to put next to your bullets are if something's really important or you want to get it done the first thing of the day or anything like that you need to note, you want to put an asterisk next to it. And if you have a deadline coming up or anything that has a certain time that you need to make sure that you remember, you can put an exclamation point. If you don't know what you're going to need to be doing within a task, or it might open up for more tasks in the future, you might want to put a question mark next to it because you're just unsure what it entails at the moment. Now, if you have like an idea or something you just wanted to jot down real quick that you wanted to remember and you wanted to get off your brain, you can put a little lightning bolt. I tend to never really use these, to be honest. I kind of just add stuff to my notes if I need to write it down. And if you have anything inspirational or you really like doing a task and you wanted to remember it, you can put a heart next to it if you loved it. Again, I never really use these last two, but I put them there just because. Now starting off with the future log. Now I already added some dates in just to show what it looks like throughout the year, but basically just set up the calendars. Now, if you're using the same notebook that I am, I used 8 squares wide and 8 squares high, and that ended up giving me a pretty solid month and just filling up the page. So this is basically January, February, got Valentine's Day in there, March, April, I marked April Fool's Day, May, did a little art for Cinco de Mayo. You don't really have to go that overboard. I was just kind of bored when I was doing that. June, July, marked the 4th of July. August, September, October, I marked Halloween. Now, as you're going throughout the year, you're going to want to mark just random dates that you need to remember just to get them off your head, so you can always come back to your calendar if you need to just go over the month as it starts and just see what's coming up, like as far as dates go. October, November marked Thanksgiving, and December with Christmas. And I probably should throw in the new year here, but as I go, I'll just keep adding more things. I kind of wanted to stay out of it for now because I just wanted to make this video first before I put any personal info in here. So the next page is my gratitudes. This is 4 large pages for the entire year. I'll probably do 2 columns, and feel free to just add like whatever you want to these. As you can see, I already have a couple marked down, like family, my camera, you know, photography, things I like to do. As you go throughout, you know, the year, if you find anything that you're thankful for and you just want to remember it, add it to the gratitudes list. I recommend adding like as many things as you can, because the more you can, you know, think in those terms of the things that you're actually thankful for in your life, you know, it's gonna make you feel better. So I really enjoy writing in this page and just, you know, reminiscing over the good things I have. Now this starts the month of January right here. So what I did was I added the dates, basically 1 through 31 right here, and the day next to it, what day of the week it is. And right here is where you're going to be jotting down your monthly log. So any migrated tasks from the daily task list that I think that I don't really have a date that they need to be done by, just make sure I get them done in the month. Or if I have a day that I need to pay rent or something, or an appointment coming up, I'll throw it in the monthly log right here. So now I'm moving on to my favorite page in the journal. It's the trackers page. Now this page is completely unnecessary. You don't need this in your bullet journal. I just like to have it. It really helps me to see like what's going on in my life, and if things are going bad, like maybe if it has to do with me not doing things on certain times, or, you know, random habits that I haven't been applying. But basically I started with the habit tracker up here. It has 1 through 31 days. And I left a couple of these open because they're not too personal, I guess, but I go to the gym every other day. So I marked in here my workout, and every day that happens, I go through and just highlight each box so I can see that I'm staying on routine. If you work out every day, this is going to be completely filled. And then I like to take my vitamins every day, but as you can see, like, I kind of miss some days in here. So this is where I track, like, making sure I take my vitamins. Really, whatever you want to put in here, that's what I love about the habit tracker, is like just whatever habit that you want to apply in your life, like you'll be able to see it come to fruition in here, and it'll kind of keep you accountable. And then moving on to the mood tracker. This is also another one that I like to look at, because a lot of times like this will correlate with the habit tracker. So if my habits are all falling into line, this will be a little less wacky. But as you can see, I had a kind of crazy beginning of the year so far, just trying to, you know, get everything in order for the year. But the black line is my sleep. So it'll basically be like, this is the hours of sleep. As you can see, like I've been getting random periods of sleep at the beginning of the year, but your goal is to keep this black line around the 8 hours mark, if that's how much you want to sleep. The mood line is blue. So my mood's been pretty bad this year so far, but it's starting to look a little better. This kind of just it usually correlates with my sleep patterns. So a low amount of sleep, usually I have a low mood that day. The green is the energy line, also is usually in correlation with like my workouts up here. So if I'm working out, as you can see, each day I was working out, basically every other day, my energy was a little higher. The days I slept a little more, I also had more energy the next day. So this will kind of give you like a way to track if what's going on like in your life. Like if you're not sleeping enough, maybe that's why you're feeling low energy or things like that. And then the red line is stress. This is usually the opposite of like the other ones. So like if I have a lot of energy and my mood's really good for the day, usually I have low stress. But if I don't sleep a lot, or if I'm feeling kind of groggy throughout the day, usually my stress is a little higher. So this usually is the opposite. of these lines down here. But this whole tracker just kind of is a good thing to look at throughout the month and just see really like kind of what was going on when you were feeling a certain way, because it might have to do with your sleep or things like that instead of like actual personal problems. Like you might be able to tackle these first to make yourself feel better, and really it just kind of like is an accounting for yourself to keep yourself on track with getting enough sleep and making sure that that's a habit. Now, obviously, I have an issue with sleep, so I added. This is another one of my favorites. I got this from another YouTuber. I forgot her name, but it's the sleep time tracker. So basically, it's listed every hour throughout the day, 1 a.m. through 12 a.m. And anytime I'm asleep is when I'll put a line there. So like, as you can see, I went to bed really late on the 1st. Went to bed at 5 a.m. and I woke up at 3 p.m. You know, not good, but I still marked it in the tracker. So basically, I put the line there, the amount of hours, and then I marked it up here. And then your goal, you really want to keep this middle region empty, because this is like the middle of the day. You don't really want to be sleeping here, at least in general. Depending, you might have an overnight job or something where you might have different circumstances, but so the main thing is, like, if you're going to bed at 10 p.m., you want to mark it right here, draw a line up, and then into the next day up until like 6 a.m., let's say. So my goal is to like keep the graph looking pretty consistent just on the outsides here. And I think the more consistent you are with your sleep schedule, usually the more leveled out your mood tracker will be. And I think that's a little bit more stable way to go live. So I think looking at these trackers like helps me stay on track with, you know, just staying consistent with getting the sleep I need, basically. I left a few examples over here. This is the money tracker. So basically at the top of the graph, I'll put expenses. So like anything I spent my money on. These are just a few examples, like eBay, Amazon, groceries, things like that. Basically, I'll highlight it red and then round up to the nearest dollar how much I spent on that thing. On like the second, I spent $53 on eBay, and then $3 on an energy drink I think I bought. Down here, I'll mark it. I'll add those up, -56, you know. On the first, I got $600 put in my account, so I put plus 600. And each day you're gonna mark these out and put the total for what it was that day. So then by the end of the month, hopefully you'll be able to see that you're in the positive. And this will kind of help you to see like where your money's going. Like if you are constantly buying things on Amazon, you're gonna see that this is always filled up. And maybe you'll be able to cut some certain things out of your life that like you don't need. If you see that they're taking up too much, or like this basically just shows you where your money's going. So at the bottom here, I'll put my income, and usually you'll see a little bit less of these. Like you won't see as many green squares, which is okay, because most people get, you know, their paycheck every couple of weeks. So you'll see like maybe for you, if you get paid every 2 weeks, you'll see one green square every 2 weeks, and it'll have a big number there. But your goal by the end of the month is to just be in the positive and not be in the negative. So you're always, you know, increasing the amount of money you have in your account. But I just love this tracker just to see basically where my money's going every month, and like, you know, my patterns. Because even sometimes I'll be able to see that if I got low sleep and my stress is really high, I might be spending a lot of money on Amazon at the same time. And things like that. Or if I didn't work out that day, I might be buying a lot of like crappy food or eating out. You can add all that to the money tracker, and you'll be able to see like, you know, the correlation between all of it, and maybe how you can fix things throughout your life. But the next part of the money tracker is just transactions, just to keep basically for an accounting purposes. Just so I know exactly where every cent went, and and just a deeper level of budgeting if you really don't need any of this, but I just like to add in the transactions part just because it kind of helps me to remember what these numbers were, because sometimes I won't really remember what's going on in here. Like, I won't remember where I spent $4 that day, so I can look down in the transactions and I'll be able to see exactly what date, what the description was, how much was put into my account, how much was taken out, and the account it was taken out of, like if you use a credit card or a debit card or your savings account or whatever. And I like to just use a gray highlighter for every other line. It just I saw someone else do that on YouTube, and I really thought it looked nice just for the transactions part. Now this is my quotes page. Basically any quotes that I remembered throughout the month that really hit home for me. These are just some of my, favorite quotes. Anytime you get a good quote for the month that you want to write down, just jot it in your quotes page, and you'll be able to look back like how you were feeling that month, like what was hitting home for you, and just good quotes for the month. And then over here is my notes page. I never usually write a lot in this, to be honest. I feel like, I don't know why, but if you ever have anything that you want to jot down, or you just need some scratch paper or just random things, feel free to just make this page look messy. Like, you don't need it. Like, I have a lot of OCD, so I like to like structure it, but yeah, just anything that you need scratch paper for, just write something down. I like putting it on the notes page. I just give myself a nice blank couple pages just for that per month, in case I need some extra paper. Whatever you need to jot down. So then the last part of the bullet journal, basically for now, and the last part of January, is your task lists. So here's a few examples of just some days. Basically, you can find a better description of like what's going on here when you watch the original videos from the guy that made the bullet journal, but I'm sure a lot of you already kind of get the idea. I put a bullet point, email, photos right here. If I didn't get to it, I migrated it to the next day. Put whatever tasks you need to do for the day, laundry. If you really need to get it done, like I had to have something washed by that night so I could wear it, so I put an important asterisk next to it. You basically just wanted to line it up day by day. This is where you dump all your tasks to, and cross them out as you go through. Like, I put an X over here for clean room because I needed to clean up my room, so I just put an X over it and stuff like that for that. It's pretty simple task list. I just go by week, so I only did a couple days this first week just because I wanted to leave these as examples, but usually I'll have every day listed out. This is gonna keep you, the main structure of your bullet journal. This and I think the tracker are like my two favorite things to look at, just because they're basically my brain dump. I can put whatever I want on here. Yeah, that's about it on January for 2021 and the setup for my 2021 journal. Yeah, I hope you guys liked it up until this point. I hope you like my setup, and feel free to change things around however you want to change them and move them around to your liking, but I'm just gonna flip through it one more time on the way back. So the task list, notes page, favorite quotes of the month, the money tracker page, and my transactions, my habit and mood and sleep trackers right here. Such a beautiful page. I love just keeping this like super straight lines and all that. It just makes my OCD feel good. But the monthly log and the dates, beginning of January basically. My gratitudes for the year. Now I gave myself a decent amount of space. Hopefully I can just fill it up throughout the year. And then my future log, just the calendars and important dates that I need to mark for the year. Feel free to make these a lot smaller or you know, you can fit multiple months on each page if you want. I just wanted to give myself a good amount of space for the year to just be open with it and mark as much stuff as possible. But here's the future log, yearly calendar basically, and started off with the key, just a reference for if you need to go back and remember what bullet point you need to use. The index, I'll be adding to this every month. And that's all, guys. This is the bullet journal for 2021. I hope it really helped you guys. I'm gonna see you in the face-to-face video after this, and yeah, that's my 2021 bullet journal. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. That was my bullet journal setup for 2021 and January 2021. I may or may not be doing more videos like this in the future, only because I have like a lot of personal info in my bullet journal. It's kind of my personal just dump, and I don't know if I really want to share that on videos, but I might do like plan with me videos or just set up videos so you guys can see certain trackers and different setups for journals in the future. As you can see, I had the tape all over my stuff just because I was paranoid that I didn't want any of my info out. Please comment below if you guys want to see anything more like this, or if this setup helped you at all. Feel free to link me to your guys' setups. I kind of want to see other things and just experiment. Thank you to some of you that called me out for like whispering. And I have like a roommate next door, so it's kind of like, I like to keep it down. I don't know why. I probably should just be all out with it, but I decided to just combat it by getting a mic instead of having to project, so it's a little bit easier to do things that way. Hopefully the audio quality is a little better on this video, so thank you guys so much for watching. I'm really pumped to put this video out. Yeah, leave a like down below if you liked it. Consider subscribing, and yeah, that's my bullet journal setup for 2021. Till next time, guys, peace.